Do what you can with what you've got, where you are. Teddy Roosevelt. My friends, each and every day, with what you've learned so far, apply it to these charts. Practice trade, learn by doing. It is the only way to master this, and master it you can. People say all the time, how long will it take? I can't tell you. It really depends on the market conditions, how good a teacher the market is, how good a student you are. Nobody can tell you that, but I can tell you this. When you master the charts, it will be worth all the time you ever spent. So let's jump into these charts and see how everything is going today. Everything except Bitcoin is up. Let's start with the S&P 500, up 0.41%. Not a lot, but it is up, going to the second candle after pushing through our weekly trend line. What do we have here on the weekly chart? That was the 2-day I was talking about. What do we have here? This is the weekly chart. We see a green spinning top. Lots of movement up, some movement down. It has pushed through, though, that decent prior trend line. Now, I started off with the 2-day, showing you where these two candles had punched through it. This is the first day of the latest 2-day candle. So we've got 3 days there. We can also see on the half-day chart how it peaked out on Tuesday and really pretty much running sideways since then. But again, it has punched through. We can see, where on the S&P 500, let me go back to that weekly chart and show you, we're still just in the red here. We have not pushed all the way through it yet, but the best and most accurate way to do that is to go down here to our half-day chart and pull that up. You can see we have not. We have gotten up close to it, slowing down right now, but it just may continue. One thing to pay attention to is, see how the volume has been reducing? It has been reducing since, you see where it really popped up. Let's move that up a little out of the way. It really popped up here on Friday. Lots of volume there, seeking some price. And then we saw Friday afternoon where it popped up, followed on Monday, Tuesday, and then sort of sliding sideways on Wednesday. So we are paying close attention. We do want to see if this is going to be the start of a new move. We can tell that. We're here Wednesday, we still have Thursday and Friday, and we are not quite, doesn't look like we're quite halfway through filling up that volume candle, but maybe it'll make it all the way up to the average or above. That would be helpful in helping us feel more comfortable about the market having reached an interim bottom. Let's go to where the Qs are. Qs is up more, 0.71%. You can see on the 2-day, this is the third candle outside the weekly trend line. Nice green up candle there on the weekly. And of course, the half-day has blown through. Now, it too is stalling right now. We can see where things are just flat and we're topping out about the same spot. So we'll keep an eye and just see how, again, this volume ends up as we go into Thursday and Friday. Will it be as high as it was last week? That is where we are on stocks. Let's now go from stocks to bonds. And we see 20-year bonds. They're the real boomer for the day, up 2.09%, pushing through that 2-day trend line. Of course, the 2-day chart pushing through the weekly trend line. We can see how high that volume is just the first day. Of course, telling you that, not a good sign for things necessarily backing off. We do see, however, the half day, again, smaller chart, smaller time frame. We do see it sitting right there on that weekly trend line. Weekly candle is still red. We had all this building volume. And then this week, we do have higher than average volume, still a little bit red. So keeping our eye on 20-year bonds. They sure have been good to us since we jumped in and captured that 2.10 down move. Things have moved down quite nicely. Any number of reasons to take your profits fully on the trade. Some of you may be staying in there. Again, want you to account to yourself in your notes why you are doing that, what you see regarding volume, price movement, all three charts. Remember, all the charts all the time. Now, let's move on to gold. Where are we with gold? Up 0.73%. We can see these two-day candles. This latest one trying to push through. It is pushing through a little bit just on its first day through the weekly trend line going down on gold on this 2-day chart. We then see on the half-day chart where, again, similar to the S&P, you can see where, I'm sorry, not the S&P, the 20-year bonds. You can see where on both those charts, TLT, I guess S&P, TLT. Anyway, you can see on both these where things have pushed up on the weekly and have stopped right there for the day. So pay attention to that tomorrow. See if it bleeds on through. Now, lastly, we'll go to the source of the down move for the day. Pretty strong, 2.49%. We can see where the half-day chart pushed through that weekly trend line, and the 2-day is sitting right there on it. So we'll continue to see what Bitcoin is actually going to do. That is where we are, folks, as we end the day on Wednesday. Bit of an interesting week. All the stuff going on in the Middle East, all the stuff going on in Eastern Europe. We will see where all of that leads us to with these markets. Can't wait to bring you Charting Cryptos, Commodities, and Currencies. Of course, the people who get first dibs on that are the Patreon members. That'll be going out to them tonight. Everybody else gets it on Friday. Another reason to become a Patreon supporter, in addition to the options training, Options Made Simple, the Charting Wealth Way, 3-part series. Sign up at any of the support levels at Patreon. Get it first. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.